Thanks for staying with us. Eric's off tonight. Nearly a quarter of the Wisconsin Assembly will leave at the end of this year, including two of Dane County's longest-serving representatives.
It comes during a time when playing politics has often gotten in the way of doing politics. Naomi Coles is here now to explain.
I sat down with Representatives Gary Hebel and Sandy Pope earlier today, who announced their retirements this week. Both Democrats have served the majority of their combined 38 years under a Republican-controlled legislature. Both feel that the vicious nature of today's politics has made it harder to do their jobs. An example, Pope shared the story of an education bill back in the early 2000s when the legislature was still Republican-controlled. After a public hearing, what happened next is the clearest explanation of the difference between that legislature and today's.
The committee that brought it forward and wanted it passed actually changed its mind. Hearings had meaning, and debate happened and made sense, and people thought about what they heard, and the bill did not pass. That wouldn't happen today.
Both lawmakers have served parts of Dane County since the very early 2000s, and I'm sitting down with them on For the Record. That's Sunday after Face the Nation, looking back and forward.
Is this an unusual amount of turnover that the state has seen at the Capitol?
You know, it depends on who you ask, but if you start with the numbers, yes, we're getting there. Right now, we have 28 people who are retiring at the end of this session or leaving. Back in 2014, the number was 29. If you go all the way back to World War II, the number was 32. There was also a big changeover during 2010, the Tea Party wave that brought in a lot of newer, younger Republicans. So we're getting there, but it's not quite at the level of historical yet.
What do you think is the main reason that so many people are leaving?
You know, you ask all of them and they're going to give a different reason, right? Some cite family reasons. Some are they're getting older, they're looking to retire. A lot of the Republicans leaving, some of them are looking to move on, campaign for different seats, look for different races, move up from the Assembly to the Senate. But honestly, you can't ignore the state of politics like I just talked about when looking at this, right? Representative Pope shared an interesting anecdote. She told me that in the last session, out of hundreds of bills that the Democrats wrote on their side, only 7 of them got a hearing. That's out of hundreds, a total of 1,200 bills between both parties written. Only 7 got a hearing, only 1 of them passed. I think it's difficult. It's a difficult moment in today's politics, and you can't ignore that when looking at a changing legislature.
Hopefully some new faces might change that. Naomi, thank you.
We'll see you on For the Record. Thank you, Naomi.